Guys, I was so confused because I thought the guide said we're going to be walking 24 kilometers. All right, hello and welcome to kind of a bonus video. I wasn't planning to make a video on this day. I just wanted to enjoy Kuala Lumpur and all the food in Malaysia before I left. So I signed up for this food walking tour, which you're going to see in a minute. We met up with 2 Canadians, and sorry to all the Canadians for Trump's tariffs, by the way. But we just kind of signed up, the 3 of us, and the guide said what we heard was that it was going to be a 24-kilometer walking tour, which is like 12 miles or something. So I was prepared to walk the entire city, maybe eat something here and there. But I was excited for the very first stop. It wasn't very far, and we got to learn how to make roti with our hands. I actually filmed this for my Instagram, so I don't have the best footage for it, but it was fun. Put a little oil on my hand, and I went last on purpose because I wanted to see how the other 2 did it, and it was hard. I mean, this guy is the master. He's probably made tens of thousands of these rotis before, but this was my turn.
All right, beautiful.
I watched them do it first. Oh, got a hole. Okay, save the hole.
Yeah.
Alright, fantastic. Woo!
So, as fun as it was to whirl our own roti, I really wanted to taste it because it's actually one of my favorite foods. I don't know if you know that because I have a lot of favorite foods, but when I lived in Malaysia, in Borneo, I would go and have a roti every day at 4 p.m. One of my favorite foods that isn't my favorite food is durian, actually. I hate durian so much. It smells so bad. And I normally don't even like the taste that much.
Alright, we're gonna try some durian.
But because this was part of the food tour, and, you know, it was all included, I was like, okay, well, I gotta eat it. It's expensive fruit, especially in Thailand. It's gone really expensive the last few years because the Chinese people just keep driving up the price. Chinese tourists love it for some reason. I don't know why, but they love it. Chinese people love durian more than anyone else in the world, and it doesn't even grow in China. And how much is this per kg?
1 kg about 30 to 40 ringgit.
That's crazy.
So like
10 bucks.
Canadian.
For a kilogram. Damn.
This is good durian.
Yes, durian, yes.
The one in Thailand, I feel like smells like gasoline.
Durian one, Thailand one is not the premium durian.
Yeah.
If you like it, you can take one piece of durian.
Yes. Guys, I like Malaysian durian. Who would have thought? Guys, it's so strange that durian in Malaysia doesn't smell like gasoline. It actually smells fine. Like, you could bring this to my house, I wouldn't mind. But the ones in Thailand and other countries smell so bad. And that's why it's off-putting, but here it's delicious.
0 cent.
Yeah, it's like not a bad smell at all.
Like Thailand, you're like around the corner. You're like, oh,
Yeah, still spiky though.
This is one of the expensive durian, guys. Yeah?
Oh.
1 kg about 80 ringgit.
Dia tanya tadi buat Thailand apa beza dengan buat kita.
Yeah. Guys, this is an awesome market and tour so far. I learned a lot about durian and foods that I thought I knew a lot about already, but this is cool.
The last one is Assam laksa. Right.
Beef noodles. This is the curry. And the sour one.
Sour one is Assam laksa.
Assam laksa.
Fish bone.
Fishbone. Just like, guys, we ordered 3 noodle dishes, and we all hated different ones. I hate this one the least.
I hate this one the least. I actually really like it.
Actually, this is okay. It tastes like Vietnamese pho. Fish paste one What the name of it?
Assam laksa.
Assam. Yeah, I would
Sour laksa.
remind me never to order that. And then this version of the
Chicken mee curry laksa.
mee curry, I don't like because that's seafood, but the Chinese version will have pork, so I'll eat that. And then
Beef noodle laksa.
this is basically pho with beef, but it's really nice with this. I'm glad I got to try those noodles because I'll never order that again. Just gonna try. Force me to try it.
Ayam chicken and then king.
I notice people really like kings here, even though is it leftover from the British days?
But Malaysia is a king very unique compared to other king system. Come on, show you guys.
Oh, hold on.
So the fish is almost cooked, guys. All right, it's the chopped mackerel fish, Indian mackerel, and sambal. Very secret recipe, like a KFC, McDonald's. Very secret recipe. So later they're gonna serve.
Beautiful.
Delicious spices.
Can't open it.
It's like the cartoon.
When the cat puts it in their mouth and then it comes out.
Okay, okay, guys, come. The basic one, right? They will use the peanuts and then sweet corn, huh? They also have a chocolate flavor, cheese, and then Malak Samos in Jerusalem. So Jerusalem is important for three religions, Muslim, Christian, and Jewish. Every Friday, Muslim, they have a special Friday prayer. Sometimes big businessman, politician, Prime Minister will come in here for the special Friday prayer. Get occupied Saluran Food Heaven in Kuala Lumpur City Centre, so Malay food. So this is the street. From here you can see the Petronas Twin Tower. You can see the second tower is a KL Tower. We call telecommunication.
Alright, so we're gonna go and check out this famous street. Hopefully this bus moves out of the way so we can cross. Looks like there's a fence over here. After the longest light. I don't know how we're supposed to cross. I guess we can go behind it. Oh, this guy stops. It's a red light, but he's gonna come at me anyways. I have to go this way, man, sorry. What was that for?
I don't know.
Why do they have that?
Oh, they want blocking motorbike enter to this area.
But they come through here anyways.
I know. Blocking motorbike.
Very effective.
Oh my god. Flood issue. So 2007 we built smart tunnel from Bukit Bintang to Sungai Besi, about 9.8 kilometers. So normal day car can go inside the tunnel. We collect tolls, 3 ringgit per car. Heavy rain.
Supposedly this is to stop motorbikes from driving onto the sidewalk. It's a terrible system. It's like every 10 feet. Why don't they just tell motorcycles not to drive on the sidewalk?
Guys, here we're gonna try Ota Ota, right? What is Ota Ota? Ota means brain. So we can call brain, but it's not the brain, it's just a fish cake, right? Ota Ota originally come from Palembang, Indonesia. In Malaysia, they're very popular in South.
Okay. Eating first?
You want me to eat it?
Yes, you can eat it. You don't eat the liver. You must use the hand, and then you
Eat the whole thing?
No.
Corn on the cob?
Try some of his.
What you can try.
I just want a little bit. I'm not super hungry.
Kind of tastes like sausage.
Yes,
Is it good?
it's like a fish
Yeah.
sausage.
It is fishy.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Alright.
I like it.
And my new, this is Justin Trudeau's son. Oh, it's like a fish tempura.
Yeah.
Stop it or keep it going?
Huh?
Do you want me to stop it or keep it going?
You can probably stop it at some point. I mean, this place is good. I have a feeling this place is super good and super cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, it's our compatriots. That was good.
Kampung Baru. So what is nasi lemak? Nasi mean rice. Lemak mean fat. You can call fatty rice. But fat refer to coconut milk in Malaysia. So they will cook the rice with coconut milk, salt, daun pandan and lemongrass. And then they will serve with you sambal.
What's happening? Congratulations. Guys, I was so confused because I thought the guide said we're going to be walking 24 kilometers, which is like a half marathon. And then we spent an hour in like one city block eating everything. And now it's been 3.5 hours and we've gone like maybe 1 kilometer.
Maybe just broke a kilometer.
Yeah.
So I think I misunderstood him. But now we're finding the final stretch for the last big dish. We power through this and then have dessert and then that's it. Back to Alberta, back to the cattle farm, guys. It's been fun.
National dish here, guys. Huh? So nasi lemak baking day we eat for breakfast, but now eat for 24 hours. Huh? Alright, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Mango shake is good. Really good place. Really local as well, you can tell. Alright. So this pretty much ends the food tour. Wait, all the places are gonna end. But he did talk about a couple cool things, like how this is the original house, this original architecture of what Kuala Lumpur was like, 100 years ago, compared to all the buildings nearby. That was really definitely interesting. So this food tour, I highly recommend it. You can check the links below in the description box if you want to sign up for yourself. I also like that it's kind of random where the food ends, but he still continues the tour, and he takes us to Petronas Towers, or at least a viewpoint for it. Probably just because every tourist who goes to KL, they want cool photos there, and we were close by, so it made sense. But anyways, we said goodbye to him, and we decided to go take a look at the light show, the fountain show. Somebody ate too much during the food tour. It's actually not even a joke. We ate a lot of food. During the food tour, there was like, I guess I didn't count, but supposedly there's 15 different items. I'm not sure if that includes all the, all the curries and stuff. Like there's like 3 different curries per the roti, so maybe that counted as 4 items. I don't know. You can take a look at the description below, check it out yourself. But overall, it was really good. Definitely a great tour. We happen to have a small group, but normally it can go to more people. Our guide was okay. None of us really understood his English, and that's why we thought he said 24 kilometers, but I think he actually meant 2 to 4 kilometers. In reality, it was closer to 2. I don't even know if we hit 2 kilometers. We were pretty much in the same neighborhood the whole time. But yeah, we had a good time, so you can check it out. Wasn't the cheapest thing. You could definitely eat all the stuff on your own for less, but it was worth having someone taking you around and kind of forcing you to try everything.